Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of the Spellbinders Kit of the Month, February 2023 card making video. This is going to be a stepped up video, like I said previously. So we will make 3 more cards, and I'm going to use the navy in this card kit as the theme going out throughout with these 3 cards. And I've brought in the embossing folder of the month for this month of 2023, February 2023, the Hydrangea Blooms. And for this card, I've also brought in this small die of the month. This is from last year in February. And we're just going to use these 2 dies to jazz up our card today. This is a stitch die set, but I'm not going to use it for stitching. I'm just going to use it for the decorative eyelet look of that the stitch die gives. So don't be scared when you see stitching on a die set. You don't have to stitch it. So it gives this beautiful effect of eyelet, and that's what I think of when I see it. It looks like eyelet, and it's very dainty, and I really like the look of that. So we're going to pair it up with gold, which, runs through all the ephemera and everything in the kit, and the embossed background for a jazzed up look. So what I've done here is I've cut these 2 layers, and my background sheet piece I have cut the same as my cardstock, or my card base. So it is the full 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you cut that and then run it through your embossing folder. This is a regular embossing folder, so use the sandwich that works for your machine. And again, this is this month's February 2023 Hydrangea Blooms. So, and this is what it looks like up close. I did spritz my water a little bit, or my paper a little bit with water before running it through the embossing machine, and I think that gives a little bit more detail when you emboss. So I'm going to glue this down first to my card base. I chosen this trio of cards to do my cards without the white border, just to show a difference, to give you guys a difference when learning. That you can do it either way. Some people prefer the white background, the white border, and some people don't. So I'm just showing you a different alternative. I like with the dark colors. I kind of like the darkness of the background. So there we go. Also makes lining up easy when they're both the same size. Now for these 2 layers, what I've done here is I've cut 2 pieces, and the measurements for the white piece are 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And for the gold piece, it's 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And what you're going to do here is first cut the white layer with your die. So you're going to lay this on here, and you're going to center it as best as you can. I call it the eyeball technique. So put that on there. And then you're going to put this in here, because this die does not have a cutting edge. This die has no cutting edge on the inside or the outside. So to get it to cut anything out, except for the holes, you need to use either the inside or the outside cutting edge. And the die set comes with both. So in this instance, I wanted the inside cut out. If you don't use either, you'll just get the eyelets, just the holes in your paper, which is also a beautiful alternative. So it's a very versatile die set, because the same as with the border. You have all 3 options. You can cut the border just on the edge of your card to where, you have, it's hooked into your card, and then you have the edge is all the scallops, which would be gorgeous at the bottom of a card to have the scalloped front. And then this would be hooked to the front of your card blank. So that would be gorgeous. Or you could have the whole thing cut out. I mean, it would be, you know, it gives you lots of options. That's, you know, that's why I like this set, is it's versatile. So anyways, you cut this out. And then once you're done cutting that out, you will sit this on your gold paper. And you're going to lay this down, and until it falls into that, it'd be easier if I show you laying it down. You're going to lay this down and line those corners up to where you see your frame around the outer edges of your corners. Okay, because remember, all this is going to be gold at the time. So you're looking out here. So you're going to line that up. You're going to set your die down in here using the white as a guide. And then you're going to put a piece of tape on the die itself. So you're going to put a piece of tape here, lift this up a little bit, put a piece of tape here where my nail is, put a piece of tape there, pull it out a little more over here, put a piece of tape here where my finger is now, and then lift it up, and you'll have your piece of tape here and your piece of tape over here, and then cut it through your die machine. And that will give you this piece with just the hole cut out of it. The idea is that you're going to see the gold peeking out through all of the little holes. So that's the look I was going for. So now we will hook these two together. I hope I explained that well enough. If not, feel free to email me or contact me in the messages below, and I will get right back to you and help you. I'm always just a message away. I'm happy to help. That's why I'm doing these videos. I want to inspire and motivate and help you use the products that you love, no matter what they are. They don't have to, it doesn't have to be this die set. It could be any oval die set that you have that you can use this the same technique on. Any oval die set that you have, you can use to cut this hole. Just use anything. I mean, you have a decorative die set in your stash. Use my measurements, save the video, dig through your dies, find something that'll fit your A2 card, use the measurements, get out some stickers or ephemera or another die set that makes a character or something to put in the middle, and there you go. Okay, look how pretty that is. All right, and now, do we want to pop that up or do we want to lay it down? Let's see. We are going to end up putting Mr. Goose in here, and we're going to give him an umbrella. What do y'all think about that? And he's going to be looking up here at the little bee flying by. And this is going to be a birthday card. Wouldn't someone love to get that for their birthday? I think it's adorable. So, I think I'm going to glue down the background. I don't know if y'all knew, but Spellbinders foil, as you can see here, is gold on both sides. This is the first time I'm ever using it. I have never seen gold foil cardstock that is gold on both sides. I know my heartfelt gold foil cardstock that I use is white on one side and gold on the other. What brand do you use? Is it white and gold, or is it gold on both sides? Tell me in the messages. And curious minds want to know. I've been using Heartfelt for so long that I am very curious now. Alrighty, so there's my border. That's almost straight. I was talking and not looking. Okay. It's just paper. That's the best piece of card making advice I ever received. Was from a friend, and she said, it's just paper, Melanie. So do we want Ducky popped up? Or is he, I guess he's Mr. Goose. Do I want him tucked under there, or do I want him up? Let's see. I think I want him up higher so the umbrella's up. Yeah. I want that down. Okay. So I'm going to glue him down because these other pieces of board are raised. Make sure that's right. Okay. This is chipboard, so I'm going to use a little extra adhesive. This also has the gold foil ring on the goose, on the umbrella, in the sentiment. I think the bee doesn't have any, but everything else does. Let's not put it upside down. Put our little bee. Oh yeah, the bee has gold wings. Put him buzzing up here. And then I do have these 3 little flowers, which I was thinking of putting down here. Oh, that's okay. They're stuck to this bag. They had come out the little acetate sheet. Alrighty. Should I put it up there? I think I'm going to put it over here. There we go. And there is card number 1. Cute. Alrighty. And then we will get card number 2. On card number 2, I have brought in the floral mini tiles, which is the small die of the month this month. And I'm going to be using this die set in my next Spellbinders video. I'm going to be actually working on the sample tonight after I record this with these geometric tiles. And then you build the flowers and you build them on top of the tiles. And then you use the tiles on your card front. So all we're going to use in this video are these 3 dies. So we're not going to dive in to the whole die set. We're just going to build one flower. So, and I have done all, we're just, I think, using 3 flowers on this card just to jazz it up just a little bit. But I've made 2 of them, and I'll just show you real quick how to make the 3rd one, just so you see how it's, I mean, it's super simple. So they look a lot more difficult than they are. I mean, the die, when you look at that die set, it's like, but it's not. Now, looky here. I am using the inside piece from this. I was not about to waste this piece of valuable cardstock. So you guys know how much foil cardstock is. So I am not wasting it, baby. It is going on this card. We are going to build on top of it. So we'll put the envelopes aside. We are going to build a pot of flowers. Here's our card base. Our navy on top. And I did not emboss this one just because we're going to cover up most of it. So we're just going to leave a little border. So I went ahead and didn't worry about embossing it. Put our sentiment up there. This is our little inside piece. Oh, we didn't do an inside piece on that ducky. I didn't have anything held out for the inside. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue these. This, of course, is the full front of the card base. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And now I'm going to put this piece on here. This one is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. And I think I am going to pop, do I want to pop this up? I think I'm going to pop this up, this gold piece, a little. And make sure when you are doing using your adhesive here that you use all of it. This piece right here, we'll just put down right down the center. One of my hairs. I'm shedding. Gosh, I'm going to have to get some of their 3D adhesive. I mean, their 3D foam pads. The pad backing comes off so good. This is the first time I'm using it. Okay, I'm going to sit that right down there in the middle. Oh yeah, I like that. Popped up like that. So now I was playing around with all the ephemera, and let's not lose my little centerpiece, and was thinking that these big pieces I wasn't quite sure what to do with, and I thought, well, it needs a flower box. So this is a flower box. So I'm going to do this and make a bigger flower box. So we're going to make that our focal point. But it needed something else. So that's when I thought we would add these three-dimensional flowers. So I've got a couple of those made. And we could probably pop those up as well. And we'll go ahead, and here I'll bring one up to the camera so you can see it. Let's see, there. So you see it's got this etching in it to where the back piece doesn't have any etchings, but the top two pieces have etchings in them that the die makes when it goes through the die cut machine. So they just give it a little extra life, and it's just 3 die cuts, and I mean, super simple. So we'll just layer those. I think it's going to be a lot of fun when I start layering the different sizes of and colors of flowers on those tiles. Okay, so now we just need to figure out where we want to put them. And I went ahead with the magic number of 3, which I like to always have 3. I had 5 in there, but I didn't quite like, because I have another one over here if we wanted to put a 4th one. The 5 felt like it was too much. Oops. Oh, there's the other piece. We'd have to build it, because I have an extra one over here. We wanted to put the extra one on there. I usually like doing odd numbers, but it just felt like it was too much when I did the 5. And then I did have these leaves if we wanted to put, whoops, like an extra leaf in here. And I had this extra leaf. Like that. And then for a sentiment, I had thinking of you. I also have this little pot. I didn't know if I wanted to add that or not. I really don't think that's needed. I think that right there would be cute. There's this little piece of ephemera also. That could sit at the bottom, like so. And then there's a little butterfly. So let's glue. Just go for it. Okay. wanted one here, and I wanted one right there, and we needed some color, extra color up here in this white area, I thought. I wanted to add the gold leaf. This one's got gold on it, coming out like right there. And we'll put that one right there. And do we want this last one up there? Put the butterfly. Maybe we'll put the butterfly up here. Why don't we do that? There we go. We'll put the butterfly up there. And we'll put all of this so this card really has just added the foil die cut, the little tiny flowers, and that's it. It's just a little bit. And then we'll put this not upside down here at the bottom. Thinking of you. Right there. And do I want these down here or not? Nah, we'll just leave them off. I like it like that. That way you can see the basket. Look at those little 3D flowers though. They really take it up a little notch. It gives it some 3-dimension. And I like popping that gold metallic up too. And you could have also put the sentiment on here. If you wanted to move the sentiment up there, you could have done that. Now on the inside, I've got this little planter. I actually have a couple plants, or I could put the flowers in here too. But I've got this. This is the little planter I had chosen. It's got a little gold foil too. Just to kind of go along with the front. Should have had that one too if I wanted to put that one too. That brings the pink in too. So we'll put that one in here too. And that finishes this one off. Okay, so that's number 2, and then number 3, we are going to use the same gold foil, the same embossing folder as earlier, and then we're going to bring in this Create a Slimline Border die set, and we're going to use 2 dies from this set to create this small border along the side. We're also going to use a couple of our little pink flowers from the last step that we used in the last card. And we're going to make ourselves a little bouquet. So again, we've used that pretty embossing folder from the Club of the Month this month. And this is the 4 1/4 by 5.5 to cover your whole card front. Okay. Now, this border, what I have done here is use 2 dies, because these dies also have, they're an interesting die set, because this die here has no cutting edge. This die has 1 cutting edge, and that's the scallop edge. Then this die, this side, and this is the die we're using, the scallop edge has a cutting edge, but this side does not. And then this side, the straight edge here has a cutting, but this side does not. So what I did, take those 2 out that I used. What I did here is I butt these 2 up together with the no cutting edges together. And I taped them real well. And I ran this through the die cut machine so it would cut here and here. And the reason they're made like this is here again, so you could cut along your border like this, and it's going to cut here but not cut here. So you would have that scallopy edge along the bottom, or on the open of your card you would have that scallopy edge. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm out of frame. You would have that scallopy edge along the side to make it, you know, the pretty edge, which is what I think they did on the front here. Yeah, they did this scallopy edge along the front. And on this one, they actually put those 2 dies together because this one doesn't have a cutting blade on either side. So they just butt those 2 together. Since there's no cutting edge on this side of this bigger die, they butt those 2 together and cut right into the side of this card, which you could do on an A2 size card also. So just because it's a slimline, don't feel like you have to use it for a slimline. Slimline just gives you more opportunity to use it for every size card. So don't think, oh, it's a slimline, I'm not going to buy it, or I'm not going to get it. Because slimline, you can use it for your 6x6, your 5x7, just like all our embossing folders. So what I did is I just cut some scraps out of it in both the gold foil and also white cardstock. And then I have layered them with the gold foil just peeking out of the white cardstock, and I glued those together. Then I have cut one side flush like that, and then I'm going to glue it down where I want it, and then we will cut the other side flush once it's glued down. Make sure that's flush up against the top. And look at it straight on. Okay. A little crooked. Alrighty. And then we're going to just cut this off here at the end. And we have our border along our card. Let me move that so there's no glare on you there. Okay, then I took one of those sentiment stickers and I framed it in white and then framed it in the gold. And these are perfect to use your scraps up with because the scraps come in handy when you're using something like this. When you're doing little things like this with your kits, just use up your scraps. I'm using this as my focal point. And then I'm going to spread out. What I've done is I've gotten a set of 3 flowers for the top and the same set for the bottom. And then I've got a big flower that I've made for each. That's that little flower from earlier. Then I've got 1 extra flower, so I have 3 pink ones. And then I've got a butterfly if I decide to use it. So I'm going to stick these around, just lay them out with the pink in the middle, kind of where the pink kind of overlaps, and these flowers kind of overlap the corners. And then I'm going to swap the blue and the white here from what the design is up there, and then put my pink in the middle. And then I thought I'd put the extra pink here. And then I'm not sure where the butterfly's going. Let's hook these down. Whoops. I love the way these little flowers go kind of along with the embossing folder on the back. Make sure all those are down real good. Okay. Make sure I like the way that looks. I'll pop those up. I think I'm going to pop them up, but I'm going to pop them up with a lower dimensional from my stash instead of the higher ones that come in the kit. These just have a little less height to them. Okay, and then I'm thinking the butterfly needs to go right, just gluing them in the center so his wings can be up right here. That just balances the fact that we have 1 extra flower on the bottom. So there is stepped up card number 3. Just adding a little extra die cut definition and adding some little extra die cut flowers and some foil paper and embossing the background. That always extends your cardstock. So let's look at all 3, and then we can actually look at all 6 So we did 1, 2, and 3. And then if you bring in the 3 from the other card kit, I mean the first video, 1, 2, and 3. Those are the 6 cards we've made from this card kit of the month. And then let me just show you real quick what we have left. So we've got all these cards. I ended up still with 14 6x6 papers. That's the decorative papers. 14 A2 pieces of cardstock, 2 card bases and 2 envelopes left. So these are my scraps that I have left over that I used from. Those are my scraps. My 14 A2 card blanks, my cardstock. I have 14 of the 6x6. And I didn't even use my favorite one, my floral paper. So I will still be using some of this paper, guys, because I didn't even use my favorite floral. Where is it? Of course, I'm not going to be able to find it now. I showed it to y'all in the first video. I don't know how I escaped not using the favorite floral. I didn't use this. How can I? And I didn't use the butterfly paper. How is that? I didn't use any of the sequins. So, and these sequins, I didn't point it out, but they have no hole in the middle. They're like sequin discs. But they didn't speak to me. They will speak to me on other projects. I just didn't use them on those cards. I guess because I chose the pale pink color scheme and the navy blue color scheme. I didn't go with the greens in the kit. So, but I will use them in future projects. I did end up with 1 extra of that. But I still have all of these puffy stickers, all of these cardstock stickers, the chipboard stickers, all of these sentiments with the foil, all of these, and all of this ephemera. More chipboard. So you have a lot more life left in this kit still. So I couldn't believe how much paper, because I know the kit's changed from 2022. I know I heard a lot of people gripe about it, but I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm not a beginner. So looking forward to next month. So take care, and if I have encouraged you to use your stuff and to play, hit that thumbs up for me, and I'd love for you to subscribe. Take care, my friends, and I will see you next time. Bye.